and dancer all in one.
Specifically in the arts.
Taking risks.
Photography.
In the arts world.
The language is ASL.
Def what? Interview.
Digital originals.
Pete Owusu-Ansah.
A few years back, I joined a dance group, and at first, I wasn't too sure about it. It was a group consisting of people with disabilities and different dance styles. I was new to this style of dancing. I was used to seeing professional dancers dancing so smoothly. But this was different. You could dance in any form, just doing what feels comfortable to you. I didn't think it would be a good match, but I went ahead anyways. I met new people who were disabled, like my nephew. We hung out and got to know each other more. It was hard for me to open up as a dancer. I've been so closed up for so long. Eventually, I opened up and accepted myself as I am, because when you look at the earth, looking at nature, dance is everywhere. Anyone and anything can dance, even leaves, flowers, paper, whatever. They do move and bend. The wind can carry them and influence them to move. It's absolutely beautiful. Water dances too. When you look at the waves, it's similar to dancing. So yeah, anything can dance. Through dance, I was really able to open up and feel free. I looked at the world with a new perspective. I gained confidence. I danced in front of an audience. Before all of this, I was so shy, and I finally realized why I opened up, because we all have a dancer inside of us. Movement is really important for humanity because of energy itself. When you move, you can breathe. When I look at the art world, I look at how people react to different pieces of art, especially other people's artwork. Some people say they like or enjoy the artwork. They come up with questions such as, what kind of art is that? And then I come to myself and to what I think about art. Sometimes I go like, wow. Or could I be the opposite? Which do I think about that specific art? It's important to know who I am, just like the others. I question. I realize that, for example, with food, we could have the same food and think it's delicious. Or I could like the food, but you don't. However, can we compromise and find something to eat that we both like? That concept can apply to art. We could look at the same artwork and think it's beautiful. When you feel a connection to the art, maybe you want to take a selfie with the piece.
Hi Pete, I'm so excited to be interviewing you again. It's been a few years since we've last photographed and filmed and interviewed for Def What project. So what have you been up to in the past few years?
Wow, it's been 3 years? That's a while ago. In the past few years, I've been showing my artwork in various exhibitions. We had an exhibition at Tangled Art Plus Disability. The show was called Flourishing. It was a great experience. I also had an exhibition with the Toronto Outdoor Art Show. It was a pretty cool experience, as many people were able to attend and see my work. Before all that happened, I've been thinking and planning these exhibitions. I've accomplished my goal. Everything is a new experience for me, really. It has given me a self-esteem boost. Recently, I did another exhibition with Tangled Art and Disability. It was called Hidden. It was another opportunity for art patrons to enjoy my art. Again, my paintings have been featured online during the Toronto Outdoor Art Show. I've been continually making more art. I've been posting my new artworks on Instagram.
Wow.
So that, plus my family life, that's what I've been up to.
Wow, that's a lot of exhibitions, which is great. I'm glad they're highlighting your work. And I noticed that your artistic practice is expanding. Can you tell me more about your paintings?
Well, I don't paint anymore. When I first started, I did some painting, then I immersed myself into photography. I remember one day I was experimenting with photo edits. Some photos were blurry, so I edited to look like pop art. So I became really fascinated with pop art and learned a lot about it. When you zoom into pictures, you'll see all of those squares or pixels are all different colored blocks. I've been exploring that idea since 2009. I've studied color on a very deep level. Questioning about the meaning of color, the concepts of color, even questioning myself and my relationship to color. Which color defines me? What does my favorite color look like? After a few years of exploring color, I define myself through color and I feel more connected. I know colors. I use Photoshop to create my images. I design pixeled images and played them up with spots of color. I'm following my intuition, my knowledge, and my vibe. Just really rooted into my feelings. It's a glimpse into my world. I want to show you all what my world looks like in the images that I create. I'm showing the world who I am through my art. So if you visit my inner world, that's what you'll see.
Wow, that's beautiful to see that you're sharing your inner world with us, opening up that world. Can you tell me more about the value of your work? I know you spent years working on your art. Can you explain more?
That's a tough question, really, about the value of my work. I feel that it's a bit difficult to put a value on my work. Now I am selling my art pieces. For example, one piece was sold for $3,200. To some, they view that as a lot of money, but the time I invested into it, I feel that my work is more valuable than what I sell it for. I feel it's worth millions of dollars or whatever it may cost. If I sell a piece for less than $3,000, I just might as well as accept that offer. But my art is worth a lifetime, really. I made this. These colors are worth selling for more. To think about all of the time I spent analyzing, learning, and understanding color.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to measure something that you've invested into for so long. 11 years, am I right? More than 10 years of experience creating art. All that time invested into your art practice.
Definitely, really, all of that energy invested into creating art. Really, I'm still making art these days. When you look at hearing people, they earn a lot of money. When with deaf people, they usually earn a lot less. They need to be paid equally. It's so common that deaf people are paid less than others. There are plenty of talented deaf people from all over the world.
I agree.
There's so many talented deaf people out there. I wish it was easier to network with other deaf artists.
It can be really tough sometimes. Many deaf communities in the world do not have the financial means to support each other, while in the hearing world there's more money available.
Exactly.
What are some of your future goals?
I want to see more deaf people involved in the arts world. I want to see deaf stories out there. Really, my biggest goal is to change the hearing perspective on the deaf community. Oftentimes, the hearing world tells us that we can't do this or that. So yeah, I want to try to change people's minds about us and have them actually see us. Make them question why people say that deaf people can't do this or that. I look at deaf people and I know they can do whatever they want. That's the idea I'm trying to present to the world. Also, it's my goal to see deaf artists' work displayed in a museum. Another concept that we need to think about is the deaf economy. We need to invent something like that. What I mean by deaf economy is to have deaf people invest more in deaf spaces and deaf businesses. For example, deaf fashion, etc. I want to see something like that happening. I know that us deaf people can do this, but I can understand why it's difficult because the world is filled with barriers. The most common barrier is the lack of accessible information.
Thank you for your beautiful wisdom. You really want to support and uplift the deaf community to show the rest of the world that we are capable.
It's been truly one of my biggest pains in my life, so yeah, it's been too painful. I've been in pain for years. But every day I try to be myself in order to make myself happy, to stand strong and firm. I walk through life appearing to be happy, but behind that face, I have so much pain. You know?
I hope the pain can be healed. I hope the pain can be healed. I also hope that you get the recognition and the money that you so much deserve. I do know that you have a passion to work for the work that you do, and you also have a huge heart. You want to create a better place and for the deaf community and a better place for your family as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Now, I don't know. I'll wait for a bit for something to happen. I'm just going to continue making art and have created more than 1,000 pieces of art. I hope to spread the word about my art and earn some money out of it. Or not. But I'm hoping that someone will see my art, and remember that a deaf person is behind the art. I mean, like making history. Thus far, deaf history is not a shared knowledge in the hearing world. As deaf people, we know our history, but the rest of the world, they have no idea. There is a need to share our deaf history to learn more about our deaf culture. Hearing people don't know much about us. So I need to figure out a way of penetrating their knowledge of deaf history.
Yes, definitely. It's so important to learn about deaf history. Many hearing people don't know what happened in 1880, the 1880 Milan Conference and Alexander Graham Bell. They really don't know. I hope that we can continue to work despite the fact that society doesn't accommodate for us all the time, but still, we keep going. Secure in who we are with our pride of being deaf and supporting the deaf community. Here's the Deaf Power.
I second that.
Thank you for your time. I also want to recognize the Canadian Council of the Arts for supporting this project of Deaf What. Thanks so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.